anyways, enough of the distractions. I wanted to share with you something that I had written on Facebook, and it was about a memory from 8 years ago. My daughter and I, whenever we would go to a restaurant, we would play SOS, right? So you draw the grid, the grid. You draw the grid, and one puts an S and the other one puts an O, and then if you can get it right beside each other, you do SOS and you draw a line through it. Well, it's kind of like chess on paper. And my gosh, my youngest, well, actually my oldest too, but my youngest became very skilled at it. And we would go to restaurants, and that's what we would do. The two of us, we would sit beside each other, and all of a sudden one would scream, and everyone would look in the restaurant and go, what the heck is going on over there? But she'd win again. And so anyways, I was putting up an old memory from 8 years ago of when we were sitting in a restaurant doing this. So then I started to write, and this is what came through, and I thought it was really beautiful, and I'd share it with you. I'm going to read from my notes. I forgot about how Amelia used to beat me in the intense games of SOS at restaurants together. I almost won here. I came close. And I miss that kid and her smiling, happy face, even though she lives just 15 minutes from my front door. But life is busy for her now as a dental assistant, a student, girlfriend, sister, almost daughter to Lynn and John, and explorer of Europe and the rest of the world for that matter. I'm so proud of the choices that she's made. No drugs, no booze, no cigarettes, no arguments, no dysfunction or addictions like shopping or overeating. She just has balance, a sense of direction, love, laughter, and light. She stood up to life's pressures. She moved to Europe and is now living the life that she desires. And that's all a parent can ask for, right? As a side note, I remember the wise words my mom shared with me in my own youth. You see, my dad and I hadn't spoken for some time, and I was getting married, and he was refusing to come to give me away. It was a pretty difficult time for me. So just before my wedding, my mom held me by the shoulders and said, Carrie, this is your life to live, not your dad's, not your stepmom's, not even mine. It's yours. So don't let our unfulfilled dreams from our own youth influence you in how you should live your life. These are your pivotal years, after all, where you'll set your foundation for years to come. And this is where you need to listen to your own heart, not societal pressures. Live the life that you dream of, because it is in your own truth that your happiness will be found. Wow. Gosh, I miss my mom and all her wise words. She was absolutely brilliant. So this is a philosophy that I parented with. Having said that, if I see my kids that are way off track, I will not stay silent. I invite them home for some homemade soup and a safe place to recoup for a while where they can find themselves. And that's what happened with Amelia in Christmas 2020. I could see that she was off track, so I phoned her, and I phoned her, and I phoned her, kept saying, honey, come home, come home, come home. And she was like, no, I'm good, Mom. No, I'm good. And one day, Christmas 2020, she finally said, okay, I'm going to come. But you know what? It's just for a month. I'm not going to stay any longer than a month. And I went, okay, honey. Because I knew, being psychic, it kind of helps, right? And so, anyways, 6 months later, she was flying high and so strong. She was a different child completely. A young woman that was ready for the world. And that's, that was my dream come true. So my kids always know that they can come home. There will never be judgment, just encouragement to live their own life's path, free of any greed, any addictions, or need to please anyone else but themselves, because that's what life it's all about, right? And like any good mama bear or eagle, we also know that it is our duty to set our kids free to fly and discover their own dreams and their own lives. Some youth, yes, will fall and get up and fall and get up and fall and get up yet again, like I did, with my own mom watching on from afar, cheering me on, supporting me in every way. So that's what I do for my kids now. At least I try to. I have one that's not so happy with me, but that's all right. You know, we'll eventually come to be at peace just like my dad and I were. In the end, it all works out, right? So looking back at this post from many years ago, where, you know, Amelia and I were playing SOS, I thought back to the times when the kids were little, and how I used to let them win at games to build their self-esteem. It was so much fun to watch them have the victory dance in the kitchen as we'd high-five each other, and they'd be like, "Woohoo, I beat Mama." You know, but eventually they actually started to beat Mom. And I'm talking about myself in third person now. But they actually started to beat me. And it got to a point that, yeah, you know, they'd beat me every single time. So I remember that feeling of great satisfaction because their win became my win. So in the end, the cycle of life continues with each generation, and I just hope that this one will be wiser and more free than the ones that came before them. I hope for my own kids that they will speak kindly of me and their other parents when we're all gone, and they too will live a life filled with adventures, great loves, and the most interesting tales to tell. That's what I pray for. Because in the end, it's easy, really. Just follow your inner compass, no matter what anyone else says, whether you're a youth, a parent, or a single person. Only you hold on to your own compass. You possess it. So learn to decipher it, read it, and know it well. It will never lie to you. Instead, it will only guide you on this journey called life. And what timing was that? A beautiful big bird just flew right over top of me. How beautiful was that? Wowee! So, go live your life. You know, lead by example. You don't have to influence your kids by, force. Instead, influence your children by your own actions and how you live your own life. And it's been a blessing being here in Portugal. I've been alone a lot, and I actually had that realization a couple of days ago that, well, I've been alone deliberately. Spirit seemed to take everyone away from me so that I could write. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm writing and writing and writing. And that was just one of the little, blurbs that came through and to me, and I put on paper for my friends on Facebook. And I thought it's worthy of sharing because it's a powerful message to all parents, but to all youth as well. Live your life for yourself. And so it is. Much love to everyone. We'll chat soon. Bye now.